I'm sure sometimes it feels like this project is just stalled. That's for me, but that's just because everything just takes forever to build. I've been doing some shops. Want to see how I did them? Come have a look. Okay, here we are then with the cattle market and the store all done over here, sort of. Not quite done, but you know, good enough done. Time to concentrate on the high street. And as you can see, there's bits here already for a high street. I went shopping at Key Model World Live at Petite Properties, and I've picked up a few buildings. Two of these number 12 station roads, they do some really nice buildings, and I kind of wish I bought some of the other ones now. There was like this is a 2-story, there was a 3-story, which I probably should have gone for, but never mind. I've gone for 2 of them. A little cottage and the railway inn, so that they can be built and they'll use them to go along back here. Now, obviously one of the problems with this is going to be that when I built these kits, they're going to be a bit wonky donkey if I use the base they're in. So I'm going to have to plan for this to make sure that I can stagger them down the hill so the doorways are at the correct angle. But first things first is probably to build the kits. Here we are then, shop number 1, sort of built, no roof on it, and that's because I need to start lining buildings up to work out how they go together. So I am going to continue by building the other shop and the pub, and I'm going to need a few more buildings than that, but these are a bit pricey, so what I think I'll do is then I'll start making my own variants to go down the hill. Here is the pub that I'm working on. It's a little different to the build of the shop, as I realised that some of the edging stones that go on the corners would be quite difficult to put the stonework on once I've glued these on. So I'm just putting on some Slater's plastic card. This is moulded into rough stone, which is probably the best I could find for sort of slate style walls. So I'm just gluing it on to let it dry, and then I'll trim it down to size. And that's essentially how you decorate these buildings. You can use brick paper, or as I prefer, plastic card, so that I can paint out the bricks and stonework once it's all glued on. Well, that's the main part of the pub built out. I've just put this wall in place. It's not glued in, as you can see. It's come along nicely. I've had to make extra parts to go down here because the way I want to position the pub is that the other houses will go next to it here. So I've continued the pattern down the wall, but otherwise, yeah, that's come out all right. So that just needs priming now, and then I will probably have to do some interior work on it too. So to get the shops to go down the hill, I've had to do a bit of modifying to the buildings, and that is just along the bottom. So you can see I've added just a little bit of foam board on there, a bit of card at the back just for balance, and then I've added a bit of balsa wood steps as well, and then just sort of brought the detail out to match that. When I did a trial run, the door didn't seem that far from the ground, but obviously I've needed 2 steps. I should have put the door on that side. It made much more sense for the door to be there. But what is done now. So yeah, that one's all ready for painting. Just got to do the next shop now, and then I have to do the rest of the high street, which will probably all be scratch built, to be honest. To continue my street scene then, I am going to take this Dapol kit that was built some time ago, and it's just been in the spares box. And I think I'm going to cut it down the side, cut it in half, and I'm going to try and blend it in with the other buildings and make it look more like a Welsh high street shop than this current brick version. So I'm going to give it a go, see what happens. Okay, this is the Dapol shop chopped up and modified to fit on the high street. So as you can see, it's literally just cut in half. That window is going to have to be blocked in. And then I've just added some plastic card to obviously keep the house level with the rest of the buildings going up the hill. It doesn't quite fit in with the other buildings, so I think I'm going to have to do a shop frontage, quite like the ones next to it. And hopefully then that will make this building look a little bit more suitable for the high street. And I think that is quite the transformation from what it was. And I'm quite pleased with how it's turned out. It does tend to blend in with the other buildings and feels more natural. So yeah, as you can see, that it's just the exact same method what I've done with these buildings in the case of just cutting out the embossed stone plastic card, gluing it in place. Just use micro strip to make those window frames there, and then mixture of plastic card and micro strip for the rest of the wooden panelling around the building. Only bit I haven't done, this side bit here, and that's because there'll be another building going here eventually, and you can pick it up on the camera. The slope ends here, so I probably will have one more building throughout the slope here. I've got a halfpenny cottage, it's called. It's just a little corner cottage. I'll probably go about there. Probably have a gap in there here for sort of a roadway here going off that way, and then we'll continue some more houses here. I've got the other half of the shop there, which I think I might try and alter and turn it into like some cottages, just to continue the scene there. So there we go. I think then I'm going to spray these up with primer and start painting them. Probably just concentrate on these four for now and then work my way along, because otherwise I'm going to get a bit fed up of building everything and then trying to paint everything. I need to break this up into segments. Here we are, been given the shop front a good old paint then, so trying to match the rest of the world with that granite stroke slate style building material that would have been used in the area. So sort of use the same colours I've done on the cattle market there for over here, and then the fronts are all getting various colours. So obviously this one's going to be the pub. I think this one will be a hardware store maybe. There's the bakery. We'll have the butchers and fishmongers here, and then I still need like a grocery store, maybe like a bookshop. I'm not sure, a few other things. A couple more shops going down the road anyway. But that's what we've got so far. So I've been painting the signs on the buildings, just naming everything up. So the pub, I've gone with the Royal Oak. I did a little Google research, trying to find like the most popular pub names in Wales. The Royal Oak was in the top 10, and there's a section of line just outside Paddington called Royal Oak. So I thought there was a nice little railway reference there. It was a bit subtle, not too obvious, rather than calling it the Engine Nintendo or something like that. And then I've just put that sign on with a yellow paint pen, and then just got a fine liner and just done the shadow around the words. I don't think it looks too bad. Not perfect, but I'm happy with it anyway. The other bit was this doorway. Originally, where the quite roughly painted green sides are, and needs another coat, was painted in stone, but it didn't look right to me. So I just checked with
couple of modeller friends, Steve the British Railroader, Tom at Buggles Kelly. They gave me some answers. Fortunately, they're alcoholics, so they were straight on it to tell me that I should just paint that doorway green. They obviously remember when walking in, but not walking out. So, yeah, thanks for your help there. Right, this is the bakery. The G is a bit wonky on that. I might just need to touch that up. But it's G.D. Davies Bakery. There's Greg Daniel Davies, you know, like Greg Davies, the comedian. You see what I did there? I've just got fresh bread written there. I've done it in pen. It's a bit shiny. I might need to go over that as well. And then I'll plan to put the door number there, but I haven't worked out what door numbers will be what yet. Now, when I was looking at photos of bakeries around the 1920s, a lot of them have the words Hovis bread. In fact, the one in my village has the words Hovis bread written above it. Well, I say the bakery's long gone, but the very lovely house that someone gets to live in, which was once a bakery, still has the word Hovis above it. So it seems to be a common thing. So I thought it'd be quite good to put above the door of my bakery. So I've got some Slater's 5mm high letters and numbers. I was hoping to use the Cooper Craft ones I had left, but I've used up all my R's, so got to be in this new pack. So I'm going to paint the letters gold, cut them out, stick them above, and we'll have Hovis bread written just above there, just to emphasise that it is a bakery. Okay, so for the shop fronts, some of these have taken several attempts, mostly the butchers stroke fishmongers. I think I've done that sign about 7 times until I was happy with it. And I was still not completely happy with it, but it was a lot better than it had looked. In the end, to sign like that, I did the same method I did with sign writing over there. Printed off the computer. Rubbed the back with a pencil and then just went over the top with another pencil and painted over the markings afterwards. So it's come out all right. That building exterior is pretty much done because I've painted the roof, the chimney pots up there. The side will need to be done at some point, but I need more shops next to it first. So that's just an interior jobby for that one. You can see here with the bakery, sign is done. We've got baked goods in the window. Oh yes, look at that. That is modelled from Das clay. And as I probably explained in the previous clip, it's very hard to keep up with what I'm doing because I keep losing days. So apologies if it's a bit repetitive. But yeah, I'm sure I've already explained the Das clay. So the goodies are Das clay. In that window, we've got pots of paint that was made from bamboo stick, cut up and painted. And then the tools is just from the Hornby detail pack that they used to do, like the really long shovels, and I'll just cut a shovel in half, and there it is in the window. There's a hammer in there as well. That's the shop sign was the easiest to do because I just used some plastic letters from I think I went them in the Cooper Craft set, so that was quite easy to do. Yeah, obviously I've done it with the Hovis bread up there as well. And then there's the Royal Oak, and the Royal Oak also has a little sign at the top there. And I've just painted a tiny little painting of a tree, oak tree, hopefully. So yeah, that is also just awaiting interior detail. So as this one's demonstrating, the only thing left to do on the exterior is to add the roofs, the chimneys. It's going to need guttering and drain pipes as well. All of these will need that. Actually, this one has guttering, it just needs a drain pipe. But then that'll be the exteriors done. I'll do the interiors at a later date, I think. Otherwise, I'm going to get very bored of doing all these shops. Roofs are on the bakery and the hardware store, as you can see. And I've just been working on the pub roof. Now, this is a dormer type roof. Cool. So to cover the gaps between the tiles on the corners, I've just got this green crepe paper, a bit of glue and glaze, or any PVA glue will work really, and then just glued that over the edges to look like lead flash. So I'm just going to let that dry off, spray that up, then give it a coat of paint, and yeah, High Street's starting to look pretty good, I think. And there we are. I have completed the exteriors of these 4 buildings, I'd say. Maybe a little bit weathering at some point, but yeah, all the guttering has been added, as you can see. There's downpipes on there now. I've added the glazing to the butchers as well. And yeah, I've added some chimney pots because I felt that chimney was a bit too low, and any sparks coming out of that's going to start setting that roof on fire next to it. So it's just about the right height, just. Yeah, these chimney breasts are side by side. One of the reasons is because I thought, well, if this is the bakery, you're more than likely going to be baking bread on this side where the door is. I don't know. That was my theory anyway. And then I just felt like putting it this side because, again, if the chimney went there, it's too close to the roof, and you know, any sparks coming out might set that roof on fire. So that's my logic for the chimneys being like that. And it kind of makes sense, like the main chimney breast going down the middle and then the downpipes are down the side. So it's sort of symmetrical, but it's because it's stepped up the hill. It will do for me anyway, even though it isn't quite right. There's the pub. That all needs the interior doing otherwise, but exterior wise, I'm quite happy with that. And yeah, that's the first 4 buildings of the High Street, externally anyway, completed. I like this point of view from the back of the shed here. It's starting to really feel like a town now, with those shops going up the hill. So, yeah. Getting there. So I think I'm going to leave the shops there because if I carry on, this will just drive me mad. I think it's a long project doing all those buildings at the back, and it's going to be expensive as well, I think, with depending how I do it, because the kit's only gone so far, and so there's still a lot to cover there. So I want to mix things up a bit. I don't want to keep doing the shops. They need the interiors doing, the pub needs in doing, the butchers definitely needs an interior doing, so that's other things to do in the future. But for now, I'm happy with the external appearance of the shops, and so I think it's time to move on to something else in the layout. I'm not sure what yet. I managed to build a dray, a horse and cart, if you will, to go in here, but it's far too big, so that's going to need some work at some point. But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, so you just have to come back and find out. And to do that, one of the best ways is to subscribe. So, you know, if you have liked the video, click the like button. If you want to see more, click the subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching.